Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the last lesson we learned about stateless widget and auto reload. Now we all can see these scribble lines down here. Looks like an error, but it isn't. Flutter wants us to be using the constructors, as you can see down here, but there's a way to override this. So just come into your data analysis, and if you right click here, just ignore for this file. If you ignore it for this file, you see a little comment up here, ignore constructors for this file, and our error is gone. So that's it guys, and today I'll be teaching us about another widget, the container widget with the margins and padding property. So guys, we are starting now, but before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, let's start. So for this body property, we'll be replacing the center property. Let's delete this, and then we have our container. So we have our container here, and well, we'll see what the container really is actually. So before, let's just, and here inside our container we have a child property. Which will be a text actually. We have a child property, and here we have a text, and let's just have I am inside a container. And if you save this, don't forget we don't need to come here to auth restart. Once you save it, it should appear here as our auth reload. So you can see it here, I am inside a container. Now if you give this container a color, if you say color, let me see, we have a color property here. So if you say color, and here you give it a colors dot red. Well, I'm having errors here. Let me see where that is coming from. Okay, so that was nothing. If we save this and check our file here, you can see the text is inside the container, and the container is wrapping around the text. Now we can give this height and width as we have here. Just hover over it, you see the properties you can use here. So for let's change the width and the height. Let's come here, width, and let's say 20, and then height, let's also give it 20. And if we save this and check our file, it looks small, so let's increase it. Let's say something like 100 and 100. Save this and check. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is. This is the container. So we can, yeah, it's just everything about the container, but let's check our padding and the margin. Okay, so let's now check our padding and margin properties for our container, and let's start with padding. So here we have our padding, and take a property of edge insert dot. Now we have different things you can use for this edge insert, but let's start with all first. So this will give it a padding around all the angles. Let's say 10, or let me give it a higher value, 40. And if I save this, let's wait for it. Wow, from the inside. Alright, so let me try something less. Let's say 20. Okay, yeah, we can see it like this. You can see that before, if I comment this out now, so that we'll notice the difference, and save this. You can see that before this our text is at the top of the container, but since we gave it a padding around everywhere, like the left, the top, the right and the bottom, you can see now it looks as if it's in the middle of the container. Let's also try other properties like edge insert dot only. So here we can give it maybe one for the right or the left only, and let's say right. So let's give it a 20, and if we save this now, you can see the padding is here at the right, even though it's not showing. Let's try left so that we'll notice it, and you can see it moved. There's a padding here to the left, so you can also give it to the top. Let's just give a comma here and then top, and let's say 22. So, and save this, and we should have it. Yes, so this is it. Let's also try another property of the margin, the edge insert and everything. So I just want to explain everything here for us. The symmetrical, we have, let's try this from LTB, which is from left, top, right and bottom. So let's just have 10 here, 10, 20, 30 and 40. Let's have them like this, and we'll see the change here. So you can see this is the padding here is different from the one here, from the one here and from the one here. And if you look at the one for the last property which you can take, that's dot symmetrical, and you can have something like a vertical which will be 20. Save this, and let's check how it looks. You can see this padding here is for the vertical axis. You can also have one for the horizontal axis, and let's say horizontal, also 20, so that we'll see how it looks. And yeah, you can see it. So the same way we have it for the padding, we also have for the margin. And let's try with the margin. We have the margin here, and also it will take a property of edge insert. If you are not sure, just over this margin property here, it will show what it can take. So edge insert dot, then let's start from all, and let's give it a margin of 20. So we'll see what happens here, and we can see the container, this margin is, the margin property happens around the container, while the padding takes place inside of this container. The margin is outside of the container, while the padding is inside of the container. You can see the container moved from this topmost side, and since we gave it a margin of 20, it moved 20 spaces. So let's try giving it a padding of 100. Let's see what happens. And here we have it. You can see how it moved. So let's also try the other properties that we have here. Dot what? We have symmetrical. So symmetrical will take a vertical. Let's just give it different properties now. Vertical of 20 and horizontal of, let's say 40. And if we save this and check it here, you can see that the space here is lesser. The one here, the space here is more than the space that is on the vertical axis. Let's also try other properties, like we have more dot what, edge insert dot only. Okay, so here we can give it only left, and let's say 100 only to the left, and if we check this now, it moved only to the left. And let's see if we can add more properties here. Top. Oh yeah, so it's just like the left, top, right and bottom of the margin. So let's give this a top of 40 and save this and restart. So here it is, guys. Also we can combine margin and padding together. So let's try padding and edge insets dot all, and here I'll be giving all of it 40 padding, and let's see it. Whoa, so this is too much. Let's just reduce it. Let's reduce it to 20. Let's reduce it to 20, and we can see the padding all around the text inside the container. So this is it, guys. One thing I would like us to take from here is that padding works inside of the container while margin is outside of the container. And this is where we'll stop today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. More lessons coming up. Also, if you are a beginner to Flutter, make sure you watch this series from the top, everything from the beginning, so that you understand everything. And I will see you in the next lesson, guys.